From coast to coast, the Stephen A. Smith Show starts right now.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the latest edition of the Stephen A. Smith Show, coming at you as I love to do every weekday over the airwaves of ESPN Radio and ESPN News, 250-plus markets across the United States of America. Check your AM, FM listing nearest you, plus ESPN Radio on Sirius XM Channel 80, plus ESPN Radio simulcast over the live national television airwaves of ESPN News. Number to call up as always is 888-SAY-ESPN. That's 888-729-3776. The Stephen A. Smith Show on ESPN Radio is being brought to you and presented by Progressive Insurance. Quote, buy and save on home insurance with Progressive's new Home Quote Explorer. Only at Progressive.com. Lots of stuff to get into today, which we most certainly will. More Antonio Brown fallout and things of that nature. But right now, the story that's come out, it's quite shocking, quite disappointing, quite disconcerting to Jets fans. Sam Darnold, the starting quarterback for the New York Jets, has been diagnosed with mononucleosis, a.k.a. mono, also known as the kissing disease. We ain't getting into all of that, okay? I don't know how the hell he got it. There's various different ways you could get it. Essentially, whether it's extreme fatigue, perpetual colds, flu-like symptoms, rashes, whatever. He got something. And he got it so bad that he's going to miss the next 4 weeks of the season. At least. We're actually in the next 3. Games 2, 3, and 4. Projected to potentially be back for Game 5. First of all, wishing him nothing but good health. Get back soon. Jets fans everywhere need you. They'll miss you. But if you're a New York Jets fan, you're Fireman Ed and the crew. Let's just say this. Damn, you can't catch a break. I'm talking about Black Cat running around that franchise. Say it with me. Guess who that applies to? Guess who that's more applicable to than almost anybody in the National Football League? It ain't the damn Cowboys, it's the Jets. I mean, you just can't make this up. When you think about a star quarterback, you're facing your franchise getting knocked out for multiple weeks. Usually want to hear shoulder injury, wrist injury, knee injury, Achilles, whatever. Bad back, something. You certainly don't expect to hear about mono. You certainly don't expect to hear that. And listen, it's getting to the point right now where, I mean, who got high? I mean, Theo Epstein got high with the Chicago Cubs. Dombrowski was once with the Red Sox, and then you had other dudes with whoever the hell erased these curses. Maybe you should just hire them. I mean, the New York Jets, when's the last time they've been relevant? I mean, I know they went to a couple of AFC Championship games with Rex Ryan. I know prior to that they went to an AFC Championship game a decade earlier with Bill Parcells. But I got to tell you something. It's really, really hard to fathom how this stuff can continue to go wrong with the New York Jets. And then if you really, really think about it, you got Jamison Crowder, who had about 14 receptions for 99 yards in the opening game of the season against the Buffalo Bills, a game in which the Jets had the lead, blew it, and ultimately lost 17-16 to the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen. by giving up 14 fourth quarter points, up 16-3 at the end of the third quarter. Somehow, some way they managed to lose this game. But when you look at it, the defense is going to have to save the day. And oh, by the way, keep in mind that C.J. Mosley's 17-yard interception return is what gave the Jets 6 points to begin with. And then they got a safety when Frank Gore was tackled in the end zone by Brian Poole and Jordan Jenkins. So that's 8 points right there. So basically what the Jets offense really gave you was 8 points to begin with to open the season. It's the defense of the New York Jets that have been thrown to the wolves. It's the defense that's going to have to find a way to come up with things. Greg Williams' defense, to be exact. And ain't that a damn shame? Because I actually think the Jets' defense is pretty decent, regardless of their fourth quarter struggles. I actually think they're pretty decent. And I flat out feel sorry for them. I don't think the Jets have a number one receiver. Hell, they barely got a number two. I know Robbie Anderson could play 3 receptions, 23 yards. That ain't cutting it in game one. Anun was still here, him and his -4 yards receiving self. Ryan Griffin, I mean, what do you want me to say? It's this Jets defense that we all going to be relying on. Mosley and Jenkins and Tremaine Johnson and Jamal Adams and my brother. I'm just saying, they ain't got any help. And don't get me started on Adam Gase. Let me be very, very clear. I never wanted him here. I never wanted Adam Gase here. And ladies and gentlemen, it's not just because he showed up to his first press conference looking high. It's not just because of that. Actually, it has nothing to do with that. I actually think that's an endearing quality that as to why he should be here, so I can have something to laugh at during the press conferences. But make no mistake, he looked high. I'm not saying he was high. I'm not saying he was puffing passing. I'm not going to accuse him of needing to stay off the weed. I'm not going to say that. What I will say is that Adam Gase, that opening press conference introducing him as the next head coach of the New York Jets, he looked high. Looked absolutely zooted. I've seen that look before. I don't know whether that was the look then, but that's how he looked. I'm not saying it was, but that's how he looked. But my issue with him is not that. My issue with Adam Gase is that Adam Gase had 3 years in the AFC East coaching the Miami Dolphins. He wasn't awful. He got him to the playoffs one time. I just don't think he was that damn good. And if you ain't that great in the AFC East, why would the Jets keep you here in the AFC East? What difference are you going to make? What monkey wrench in the plan are you going to throw into the mix for the Buffalo Bills, for the Miami Dolphins, for the New England Patriots? When you were at Miami, that wasn't what you did against New York, Buffalo, and New England then. Although you were competitive and you won your share, the fact of the matter is, wasn't that great? I'm just not sold on this man. I'm just not sold. Somebody's got to say it, damn it. So I'm going to. So now this is his team. And he's supposed to be some kind of guru that's working with quarterbacks. Well, lo and behold, look what's happened. Sam Darnold is now compromised. He's got mono. Robbie Anderson, Jamison Crowder, they can play, they can ball. But are they all world receivers? No. Anunwa, no. Le'Veon Bell's all world, saw him catch a touchdown pass, saw him catch a 2-point conversion. That was nice to see. But when you look at the New York Jets, the fact of the matter is, they're just not that good offensively. They're just not that good. You can slice it any way you want to. They're just not that good. Say whatever you want. They are not. So having said all of that, I want everybody to understand, this is who they are right now. Your defense is going to have to come to the rescue. And by the way, good luck with that, because if we're being totally honest, I mean, we damn near could write the epitaph for the New York Jets right now. Ladies and gentlemen, you got a Cleveland team that got embarrassed on Monday Night Football. They're going to be hungry, ready to go. They got Odell Beckham Jr., they got Jarvis Landry, they got Njoku, they got Nick Chubb, all right? Oh, by the way, Kareem Hunt ain't even back yet. That's after week 8. You got a decent offensive line. You got Baker Mayfield who can play. And again, they got embarrassed by Tennessee in the fourth quarter last year. So knowing that, it's unavoidable. So you got that problem. That's this Monday night. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, it gets worse. Then they got New England on the road in Foxborough with no offense. And New England might have Antonio Brown in their roster. Oh, by the way, after that, it's a bye week. And then after that, you're on the road again, going against Philadelphia Eagles. Oh, when you come back home on October 13th, that's against the Dallas Cowboys. And then you got New England again. So, ladies and gentlemen, before you can get to a Jacksonville with a backup quarterback, now that Nick Foles is out for at least the next 10 weeks after suffering his shoulder injury, you got Cleveland, New England twice, Philadelphia, and Dallas. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ladies and gentlemen, it is entirely conceivable that the Jets would be 0-6, at best 1-5, after 6 weeks. Entirely conceivable before they have games against Jacksonville and Miami. Oh, by the way, both of those games are on the road, which means that the likelihood is that the Jets will lose one of them. So we talking about a best case scenario of the Jets at 0-8 or 1-7 halfway mark. This is bad. We'll talk to our man Damian Woody, former player with the New York Jets, former player and Super Bowl champion, 2-time Super Bowl champion with the New England Patriots. He'll be on the show with us midway through this hour to talk about these New York Jets. Does not look good. Does not look good. There is no reason on earth to be excited about the New York Jets prospects for the remainder of the season. Sam Darnold is gone. Even if they were losing games, at least we could monitor his progress. At least we could look at him and say, yo, let's see what the brother got. Now, Trevor Siemian is an NFL player. He's no scrub. He's your backup quarterback. But he's never completed 60% of his passes. He's 13-11 as a starter. He's thrown 30 touchdowns in his career, but 24 interceptions. There's no reason to be high on Trevor Siemian. New York Jets in a world of trouble. And I cannot tell y'all how repeatedly disgusted I am growing when I consider the fact that it's the media capital of the world. This is the largest market. And our teams suck. Can we just be honest about it, please? Can we just be honest? I mean, listen, the second largest market in the United States of America is Los Angeles. Ladies and gentlemen, they have the reigning defending NFC champions. They have arguably the game's best player and unquestionably his best defensive player in Aaron Donald. Jared Goff can ball. We know this. All right. Todd Gurley, if his knee holds up, we know what he brings to the table. Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, and those boys are nothing to sneeze at. And they're the reigning defending NFC champions. Oh, by the way, the team with second-tier status in the same city happens to be the Los Angeles Chargers, led by Phillip Rivers, even with Melvin Gordon holding out. Just beat the Indianapolis Colts, fresh off a playoff season in which they had to get taken out by New England because they beat Baltimore before advancing the divisional playoff game. You got arguably a future Hall of Famer in Phillip Rivers. Keenan Allen can ball. Joey Bosa's on their squad. I mean, you just look around. And, the Los Angeles market has a lot to praise. By the way, damn, I'm so tempted to fly out to L.A. for the Rams-Saints games this Sunday. I really, really am. I probably won't, but I am tempted. I must confess. I really do. I really would love to be at that Rams-New Orleans Saints game. But my point is, you got something worth watching there. You ain't got nothing worth watching in New York. The Giants are a one-man team. Saquon Barkley and nothing else. Other than Daniel Jones, who clearly probably ain't ready yet. And even if he was ready, remember the Giants are on the record. We don't want to see him. We hope we don't see him all year long because that would mean Eli's having a great year, even though we know he's not going to. So we got that issue going on. Because Saquon Barkley is the man, and he's the only thing they have. Giants don't have much else. They really, really don't. And then you look at the Jets, led by my brother Jamal Adams. I mean, these brothers can play. They really, really can. But you need help. And if you don't have it, there's nothing that you're going to be able to do. Ladies and gentlemen, I can make a legitimate argument that the Jets might go 0-8 for the first half of the season. Do I believe it? No. Whether it's Cleveland now or Jacksonville on the road or Miami on the road later on, I think the Jets will find a way to be 2-6 after 8 weeks. But that's the best I could give you. Best scenario I can possibly conjure up. New York Jets in a world of trouble. The New York market is in a world of trouble. It's a damn shame that the largest market in the United States of America, these United States of America, can't field a respectable football team in the National Football League. It really is a shame. 888-ESPN, it's 888-729-3776. You are listening live to Stephen A. ESPN Radio, ESPN News. Let me get to the Antonio Brown situation, because it's important that everybody knows the details as they continue to unfold. Nothing new. Bill Belichick would not address the issue, even though reporters wanted them to. Patriots announced that they're still learning the facts. When they have more to say, they will let you know. But Antonio Brown showed up, practiced with the team today. He's expected to be in uniform and to play for the New England Patriots this weekend. The only potential hiccup is whether or not Commissioner Roger Goodell elects to yank Antonio Brown from the field in the aftermath of these rape allegations that have been levied against him, and instead elect to simply put him on a commissioner's exempt list where he can't play but he'll get paid, or what you do is turn around and you suspend him. Conduct detrimental to the league or whatever the case may be. In today's sports section, USA Today, the wonderful Christine Brennan, columnist for USA Today, one of the matriarchs of this industry as far as I'm concerned. She's just absolutely fabulous. She suggested sitting Antonio Brown down now. She said that's what the NFL should do. They should sit him down now. There's no way around it. It's the right, appropriate thing to do. So says Christine Brennan. Here's my response to all of that. I respectfully, very and highly respectfully, disagree with Christine Brennan. I do not believe that Antonio Brown should be benched right now. I do not believe that anything should happen to Antonio Brown until the NFL meets with Brittany Taylor, the accuser, themselves. There was a lot said. She revealed text messages in the affidavit that was given. There's text messages that highly incriminate Antonio Brown, to some degree anyway, in terms of his language towards her, how he spoke, et cetera, et cetera. That, to me, while I understand all of that, that's not my issue. He has been accused of taking her, grabbing her, and putting her head and her face down into the bed and forcibly raping her. This is according to her. I disagree that he should just be yanked off the field because he's categorically proclaimed his innocence, A, and B, the NFL has not talked to anyone yet. To me, what's mandated, what's necessary, is that the NFL meet with her, hear her story, determine how plausible it is, and how much of a threat to their image she can cause with all of this before making the decision as to whether or not you're going to place Antonio Brown on some commissioner's exempt list. I think those things should happen first. Christine Brennan obviously disagrees. She says, it will be weeks and more likely months before there's any resolution to the lawsuit, which means the NFL and the Patriots are stuck with this never-ending sideshow. No matter how many times Belichick tries to stonewall and say the Patriots are on to whoever they're playing that week, it won't stop the questions about Brown. Anytime Commissioner Roger Goodell appears in public, he'll be asked for an update on the wide receiver or to assess the various possible outcomes. At every game and every practice, Brown will be under a microscope. His body language and interactions with Tom Brady and Belichick assessed and debated for even the slightest hint of trouble or discord. And that's assuming Brown doesn't create any new dramas. Good luck with that. The NFL had to have hoped that Antonio Brown's circus would fold its tents once he signed with the Patriots. Belichick doesn't make allowances for anyone, even Brady. And the assumption was that Brown would toe the line just as Randy Moss and Chad Johnson did. Anybody who really believed that hasn't been paying attention the last 6 months. Heck, just the last 6 days should have been enough. Blah, 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 blah. She believes he should sit down now. I believe an investigation is warranted. At least speak to the alleged victim before making that decision. That's how I feel. You heard how Christine Brennan feels. What about you? 888-SAY-ESPN. It's 888-729-3776. You're listening live to the Stephen A. Smith Show, ESPN Radio, ESPN News. By the way, the one and only Damian Woody will be on next to rap to us about this story and various others, of course. By the way,